All right, guys, let's have it right, okay? I spoke and I waxed lyrical about Max Verstappen's performance last weekend or the weekend before in the Formula One calendar in Monza, right? It was something to behold. It was something quite different, something quite special. And I thought, you know what, maybe once in a blue moon in the 2025 season, we're going to get these kind of interactions. We're going to get this kind of performances from Max because it goes without saying, Max Verstappen is clearly a sensational Formula One driver. No one's denying that. No one doubts that by any stretch of the imagination. But the question I have got to ask people, I need to understand, how is it in 2025, Max Verstappen has got more pole positions than any other driver in the calendar this weekend? Can somebody explain that one to me? Because on one hand, you could argue, well, listen, if McLaren's the best team on the circuit, they've got the fastest car, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris are going to share pole positions. And I'm with you. I totally understand that. I think you're absolutely bang on with those suggestions. But then, this is Red Bull, 2025 Red Bull. Like, let it be somebody who was, like a P2, P3 in the Drivers' Championship. He's really close there. Whenever the McLarens flop, he's right there to pounce, something like that. I mean, let it be a fast Red Bull. Let it be a fast Ferrari, Mercedes, whatever. But the fact that I'm seeing this happening now with a Max Verstappen in a Red Bull that, okay, it's clearly improving as the season's gone on. Whatever issues that they had during the course of the season, whatever issues they had at the start of the season, they are ironing those problems out. And that is credit to Red Bull. We have to give credit where credit is due. And the funny thing that makes me sort of think about the rest of the season is that there are more circuits in play that Max Verstappen is good at. I'll give you Mexico, for example. I think he's really good at Mexico. There's a couple more circuits, Brazil. We know what he can do in Brazil. Now, Singapore might not be his best, which is, I think, is the upcoming race. Singapore might not be his best, but the fact that we're having these conversations in this season is quite astonishing. When Red Bull in 2023 were absolutely cleaning house, and I think only Carlos Sainz, only one other non-Red Bull driver, only one non-Red Bull driver took a win in 2023. Max Verstappen took about 21 wins, and Sergio Perez took 2. In that season, we were not talking about anybody else other than Red Bull and really other than Max Verstappen. And in fact, your attention might have turned to the fact that, okay, let's see who can be P2. Let's see who can be P2 in the drivers, who can be P2 in the constructors, because even Max won the Constructors' Championship himself. But in 2025, where we're talking about a McLaren that is sensational, a McLaren that is box office, why are we having a conversation now to say, is Max Verstappen's title race over? Is it over? Is it still open? Is the title race wide open? Because as much as, your Lando Norris's and your Piastris will have their up and down days, they will certainly have their down days for sure, as we are seeing and as we have seen. Max Verstappen having more poles than anybody else this season is not acceptable. I get it. He's the best driver on the circuit. So obviously you're thinking, well, why can't he be the best? Why can't he have it then? I get all of that, but what I'm asking and what I'm saying from you guys is, why is this the case? Why is Max Verstappen the best on the circuit? Why is Max Verstappen pulling off pole positions? He's got 6 of them this season. What are we talking about? Like, why has he got 6? A couple here and there because he is simply Max Verstappen, and luck can come one way, fortunes can come one way, or unluckiness or mistakes can happen the other way. It's too many. Max has got way too many of these pole positions for it to just be a conversation of, it happens, it's Formula One. No, what Max is showing to everybody, what he's showing to the world, is that the man is the best in the business. He is the best in the world. And it feels like this is the same as last week's video. So be it. The fact is that we've got more information. I said that from a standpoint when he wasn't even winning the most races, nor was he getting the most pole positions. I didn't realize he had equaled the highest, which would have been, I think, Norris. I didn't realize he equaled him. But now he's beaten Norris and Oscar Piastri in this season. This iteration of Red Bull, this iteration of the team that we are seeing, that blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. So how does the rest of the season pan out, really? Is there lifeline for Max Verstappen? Can he still be back in this title race? Can he creep his way in? He got 25 more points than Oscar Piastri did this weekend in Baku. Last weekend, rather. I am stunned. Even with the sheer brilliance that Max Verstappen is, people, I am stunned. Because what he is doing here, I have no clue whatsoever. Max Verstappen shouldn't be anywhere near this conversation. We shouldn't be talking about him regarding whether or not the title race is on for him. What? That should not be the case at all. He got a Grand Slam on the weekend. He was outstanding. He got on pole position, number one. And you know what the truth of the matter is? Even if McLarens didn't flop their qualies, you know, Oscar Piastri crashed in Q3. Lando Norris didn't do enough. He hit the wall as well in Q3. I don't think they had enough pace, really and truly, to tip Max Verstappen. I don't think they had enough on the weekend, right? So maybe it was a Red Bull day. So be it. Let it be. Max Verstappen got pole position. Max Verstappen won the race. Max Verstappen got the fastest lap in the race. Max Verstappen led every lap in Baku. That's just not a good day at the office. There is more to it than what meets the eye. This was unbelievable, incredible from Max Verstappen. It was simply incredible. The guy smashed it out of the park. We cannot say any different. We can't say any different. He absolutely destroyed this weekend. You know, and in a weekend where there's a lot of, you know, there's so many stories from the weekend. You could talk about Carlos Sainz's podium. You could talk about the fact that George Russell managed to be P2, yet he was very, very quiet. Listen, typical George Russell fashion, where he doesn't seem to be doing anything. No one seems to be talking about him, and he just pops up. He just pops up in P4. He pops up in P5. Maybe he might get on the podium. He got P2. We could talk about Liam Lawson, his best result of the season so far. We could talk about Yuki Tsunoda, who got P6 in a Red Bull. Maybe something to be said about this Red Bull in Baku. There are so many stories, and yet one of them as well is that McLaren was still one of the main topics of this weekend. And understandably so, because Norris was nowhere to be found. And the Ferraris, less said about them, the better. But Max Verstappen, people, how has he got more poles than any other driver this season? This should not be happening. This is not what everybody signed up for. Nobody signed up for this. Nobody realized this would take place, this would happen. In a season where we're talking about McLaren all season long, Max Verstappen pops up and says, hang on a minute, hold my beer. What are we talking about here? Hold my beer. Yeah, Max Verstappen is absolutely somebody that I'm still learning and still studying because I don't quite get it. He still shocks me every single time, even though he's the 4-time world champion in Formula One. What do you guys think? I mean, look, YouTube thinks you will like this video here, okay? Or you could check out this video that I've done about Max Verstappen again, if you like Max Verstappen stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Smash a like on the video and do hit subscribe if you are not subscribed already. Road to 1K. Until next time, lights out.